I still remember my first time teaching English language. If you have been following me, you would have known that my students told me to shut up. These students have repeated English for about 3 to 4 times. They spoke a combination of English and Creole. They wanted me to show them English. But guess what? I did not know how to show them English. So I spent sleepless nights developing tips and tricks on how to remember the rules of English. One day I bought some oil, like this, some oil, some flour, some sugar, and rice to the class. The students thought that I was the class clown because they had their fair share of laughter. A boy took up the bag of sugar and said, "Miss, I want this to make some juice." Another student held up the bottle of oil and said, "Miss, I want this to fry chicken." I said, "Fair enough. You can have the bag of sugar, you can have the jar of oil, but you must answer this one question. How many grains are in this bag of sugar? How many particles, or you may say elements, are in this bottle of oil?" If you notice, I said how many. So today, you are going to get not one tip, 2 tips about uncountable nouns that will allow you to speak more fluently in English. So I'm going down to the beach, so come along with me. We are at the beach.
Yeah!
Wow! On the beach, we have water. We have sand. This is sand. We have grass in the water and we have air all around us. This is sand. How many grains are in this sand? Can you count it? Let me get some water for you. How many particles are in this water? Can you count it? Now let us look at the air around us. Can you count the air? No, you can't count the air because it's uncountable. Yes, we are looking at uncountable nouns. So, the water is uncountable. You can't count water. Sand. Sand is uncountable. You can't count it. It's like dirt. You can't count it. We call it soil, dirt. You can't count dust. It's the same thing. Wash my hand. It's the same thing with sugar. It's uncountable. You can't count it. And it's the same thing with oil. It's uncountable. Now, the first tip for you is uncountable nouns are always singular. What do you mean by singular? Well, I'm here to help you. There is no plural form for uncountable nouns. So, water cannot be waters. You can't add S. Sugar cannot be sugars. You can't add S. So the first step is uncountable nouns are always singular. You need to remember that a singular noun takes a singular verb. Let's look at the sea. Water is in the sea. Yeah. Let's look at this now. Sugar is in the bag. Let's go again. Oil is in the jar. So the verb is. What about sand? Sand is on the beach. And we can say air is all around us. Now let us look at tip number 2. You must always use the word much or a little bit to measure uncountable nouns. A little bit of sugar is in the bag. Much rice is in this bag. A little bit of water is in this bucket. Now you can ask, how much sand is in my hand? What? You can also say, some sand is on my shoulder. If I remove the sand, you could say, some sand was on my shoulder. Plenty of water is in the sea. Now, do you get it?